Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Fortron Academy. My name is Harshwats, and today we are going to discuss about automating the sum function through code in Excel VBA. So now let's move forward and talk about the point to be discussed in today's video. In today's video, we will mainly talk about 3 points. In the first point, I will tell you how to write the code for sum through Excel VBA. Secondly, I will tell you how to make a dynamic code for the selection of rows for some formula. And in the end, we will tell you how to find error in your code in VBA. So all this will be covered in today's video. So with this point, we will move on to Excel and to write the code for some function through Excel VBA. Now we are in Microsoft Excel. So this is our data that has a division category, Jan, Feb, March, and total expense. And the data has a four worksheets: East records, West record, North record, South records. So each data has a similar data within itself, but the rows are particularly different. They're like in the West record we have a 15 rows, while in East record we have a 14. If we remove the headers, and in North records again we have a 14, in South we have a 16. So this is our basic data that we want to accumulate the sum of the total expense in here. But the problem with this is that I want to create a particularly automate experience to sum all these sheets, not just creating a record one by one that I do it repeatedly for one of the each sheet. I want to create a code for that, that if I click on it, that multiple sheets will be created a sum for. That means the multiple sheet will create a sum of all these digits that are present in here. So what will I do? So I have to write a dynamic code. That means like if I write for the each record, I can certainly go the for the sum from the F2, because this is a F column and this is the second row, F2 to F15. But if I go into the West records, it is F2 to F16. So there is slight difference, but I want to go for like something. If you have a 500,000 and for each sheet you have a particularly different expense, and you want to sum for each of these sheets, and you don't want to look that how much the things we have and how much rows we have and all that thing. You just have to know the upper limit, that is F2, that you know. You don't have to know the last digit. That can be written in a formula. Now how can we write that formula and develop that thing in our Excel? So first of all, we have to go into the developer tab. In a developer tab, we will go into the Visual Basic. If you do not have a developer tab in your main main tabs, then you have to go in any of the main tab. Just right click anywhere in there, and after that click on customize the ribbon option. When you click on customize the ribbon option, a new box will pops up, that is Excel options. In an Excel options, you have a customized ribbon blank. In a customized ribbon option, there is a main tab option that is available in here. In here you will have a developer tab. If it is not checked, kindly check this. After that click on OK. You will be able to see the developer tab in your main tabs. I have already selected it, that's why I'm canceling it. In your case you will put on OK. Now we are getting back to our developer tab. In a developer tab you have a Visual Basic where we write a code. When I click on it, you will see a new box will appears on your screen, that is new windows in itself. That is a Microsoft Visual Basic for application. So now we have a file that is automate some function. Now we have a 5 sheets, that is we have a 4 sheets. Now first of all, where do we write the code? Like in my previous video, I have told you we will write a code in module, and you have to create a module and how to insert the module. If you want a brief description and detailed description of it, you can go to my previous video about inserting a module. There you will learn each and every detail aspect of it. For now, I will just go into the insert tab and we will insert a module. Now you will see there is new folder modules. Within a modules there is module 1. So this is a module that we introduced, and we will write a code for the sum function, for the dynamic sum function within this Visual Basic application, that is Visual Basic Editor. I will put it on a full screen so you will be easy, it will be easy for you to see all the code. Now, first of all, before writing any code, I have given a detailed description to you that what you should do. So before writing any code, you should introduce a sub procedure. Everything you want in your code should be written within that sub procedure. Now I will write public sub automate sum. Now after this I close the bracket and this just I put on enter. Now you will see I have written a sub procedure. There is also another way that you can add it or write a sub procedure. You can go into the insert tab in a procedure section, write the auto sum. After that just select the type sub and scope public. And if you want a detailed description about what are the types and what should we select for, you can go to my previous videos about adding the procedure in our Excel VBA, in which I have given a detailed description that how you select all these things according to the particular need of your macro. Now I will just cancel it because I've already added the uh, sub procedure. Now I will enter and create some space in between them. Now what will I do? Now if we go in our Excel sheet, so this is our Excel sheet. In this only one thing I know that our range start from F2. Now first of all we will write that. Now we will type a range because that is only one thing that we know. We will type a range that is F2. So we will close the bracket with this and select. Select we want to do. Now this is done. So we have written a code for the range. So if you look now we know it will select the F2. Now I want to type for something that will select the F15. So what I can do? So I have told you I will write a dynamic code because in multiple worksheets this is not fixed. In certain it has a 16th row, in certain it is 17th row. So before going any further we will get back to our Excel. Now, if I click on, there is a shortcut in a Microsoft Excel to go on the last row which has a digits. So if I click on this and if I click on control and down button, that means we will go to the last row that has a digit. If I click on control and right, that means control and left, we will go into the leftmost digit that has a code with it. If I click on control and up button, that means we will go to the top row, and we will control and right, we will go to the right row. So this can cover all the things. Now with this perspective we will write a code for the down, because our cursor, if we go, our cursor is already selected for F2. So this is selected. Now it should go to the F15. How it will write for it, how we will write for it, we again select this. So before going any further, I will write something that explains me what I have written this for. So it will helpful in you long term what the thing will do if you write that thing. F2, select the F2 cell of the active sheet. So this is what our range will do. Now we want to write for the end selection. Now we will write selection dot end bracket Excel down, and again close the bracket and then we will select. So now we have written the code for selection. That means if we go again in our Excel, you will see it's a selection down, Excel down. So it's a written thing for the control that and down. It will go directly to the row that has a digit with it. It doesn't matter at what number it will be. It will select that. And after that, we will write a code for it so that it will be write an explanation for this like for earlier also like we have written. So it is specifying that what our code is doing. It is not making the other thing selects the last cell in the column. So this is our sheet is doing, our code is doing. Now we know our code is this. So before going any further, let us go and check this thing is working or not. Just put it on the side screen and we again put it. We again put this on the side so that visible to us. Now we will run this. So so now you can see earlier it was on F2, now it is on F15. So now you know it is done. Now we will write a sum formula for it because now we know this and this can be selected through this code. Now we will write for the sum code. Now we will write our active cell dot offset bracket 1 0 again dot select. So what I have written it for like active cell offset should go one by one. If I again go on Excel, you will see that it is an active cell. Like I want a sum from F2 to F15, so it will be go one by one. It should not skip anything. It should give a cumulative sum of everything. So now we will again put on a screen. Now, now this is done. Now I have to write the formula for sum active cell dot value. What is the value? Is equal to. Now I will write a sum formula. Is equal to sum. That's it. And again, like for now we know it's an starting from F2 and after that semicolon. But we do not know where it ends. So we will put semicolon and then put a space and put an ampersand character. Ampersand character will help us to adjoin those characters. Now we do not know what to write. Again, space put ampersand character which is concosident. Uh, uh, so ampersand character actually adjoins everything and joins everything in a single way. And again we put on space and again semicolon. Again we put a bracket and again we close that bracket. So this is something we wrote. But there is also when you put an enter, there is compiling error because it is not expected expression. So what is the thing that we have? It's a question mark, right? Again, that's a question mark, right? Because question mark is not specifying what we should go for, and we want to go for the selection end. So what can I do? Like in my previous video, I told you if you want a store an information, like I want to store that the selection end should be at something, and that something will be put in a sum formula. Then what should I do? Then in that case I have to create a variable, right? Because the variable will help you create a physical space in which you can store an information. So again dime, you can type last cell as string because the anything can be there. Now what the last cell is, now we have to give the command for the last cell, right? Because it doesn't know what last cell is. So we will write something for the last cell here. Again enter, so it will create some space. Last cell. What last cell equal to that is active cell address. So we want an address because like F2 is an address for particular cell. So while for we will go in our Excel. So if we go in our Excel, we know F2 is an address of a cell and we want an address of F15 because we know the end selection will go on F15, but it doesn't matter because we are creating a dynamic space. So we will go address and put a tab in here. So the address, what it will do. So again, now we will close. We open the bracket. Now we have to go about row absolute and column absolute. And what is that? Like now the row absolute and column absolute is something that is present in front of the digits that we use. Like if we go in our Excel, you will see there is a dollar sign. And if you want that dollar sign, you should go for the true and column absolute true. And it will be 75 dollars sign present in front and sign present in between 390, and that is present using this row absolute. So I do not want that, so I will type false, and again I will type false for the column as well. So this is thing that we wrote. Now again we will get back to our active cell value. So in here we want last cell because last cell is storing the information of the selection end. So last cell is actually storing the selection end procedure, so which has an address. So last cell actually has an address for the selection and select. So now what we will do, now we put here and after that enter. So now your formula and code is complete for the sum automation. Now you have to run this. And by running this, we will tell you one more thing, that how you create and how you run to know that everything is going bit by bit and you are not creating any error within it. So first of all, you will put a cursor in public subautomation and we will put it. So now everything is a side by side. Now we want to run one by one. So how you can do that? So you can do that by clicking on function. So there is a function key from F1 to F12. So F8 is the most important key to run all these things. So when I click on function and F8, so you will see our public subautomate sum is in yellow. That means it is running this sub procedure. After that, I again click on F8. And now it selected the range F2 and again F8. So you have seen that it has selected the F2. After clicking on range F2, we know it selected a F2. Now when again I will click on function F8, it will select the F15 because it shows that selection end is Excel down. So you can see. Again function F8. So you will see that F15 is selected now. Now one more thing, you will see that last cell, this F15 address will be stored in our last cell variable. So if I again click on F function key and put on F8, now you will see it has stored in our variable. Now we are giving the information that from F2 to F15 it is accumulative sum from each of them one by one. Now again I put on F8. Now that means we are wanting our answer just below this thing. That means the active cell offset is where we will write our answer. And where we are writing our answer, we are writing just below the last cell, because where we have selected through the selection end process. Now this is what it code for. This is what it code for. So now we want our answer in this active cell. Now again I click on function and F8. So now you will see our function is done. So if I put Excel again on full screen, and if I again select all these things, you will see our sum is 266 285. You can see it is completely same here. That means our function is completely working. But the thing we are left with, that we have to create a code for creating a loop that it should run in all the sheets, because one by one I can run, but it is taking me like, in here again I click on macros and again automate some run. That means 3 clicks, 3 9 9 3 12. That means we are clicking 12 times. But if we have an Excel sheet that has a 15 sheets, and after that 15 into 3, that is nearly 75. So every time we are clicking, it is creating a lot of cumbersome work for us. That's why we should create an automate experience for that also. After this video, in my next video, I will tell you how to create a code for the loop to use the automate sum function in multiple worksheets. So I hope you have understood the code behind our automate sum and creating a dynamic code for the end selection. So this is all covered within this simple code. You should practice this code very often so that you will be acquainted with this code. So with this point, I am going to end this video, and I hope your queries have been cleared. And if not, kindly write us in comment section and we will surely get back to you. If this video helped in any way, kindly drop us a like and don't forget to subscribe our channel for amazing videos in future. Till then, have an amazing and good day.